This is one of the most important video I have ever done in my entire life. So, if it's some video that I wish that some person would look and to see, is this video. And it doesn't have to be me that is sharing this. It's just that these things that I'm saying right now is pretty goddamn important if you want to know the truth. The truth is that we are in Matrix. Yeah. But how do we do? We are Matrix. Okay, what do I mean? We have been programmed by other people, but by other behaviors, by other people who only use like 5% of the brain. Does it feel good to you? Well, for me, it doesn't feel so good. The second thing is that before we was 7 years, people have programmed us with something that called hypnosis. And I don't want to go into details why and how. It is just the way it are. So does this mean like, oh my god, my life is over because my parents were not so good to raise me up and all that stuff? Well, it's not only your parents, it's all the people around that have affected you. Can we fix that? Fix this? Yes, of course we can, otherwise I will never do this video. So, after we have been 7 years old, we leave this condition and we learn things by something that is called repetition. So, what do you do in school? Well, repetition, 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 right? So, hopefully there is a good sign that the school get this. So if you really want to know, like, well, I want to use 100% of my brain and I don't want to feel like I'm controlled by people who have been used 5% of their brain. I don't want to have that brain. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be in Matrix. Or maybe I want to, but I want my own program, right? You don't want to live like you're living because someone else have programmed you to live like that, right? Well, I don't. So, if you want to take control, you cannot do that by reading our book, by just sitting here and listening to me. Well, maybe you can. We will see. You will not take control on yourself to do what you always have done. Because this subconscious mind, this 95%, they doesn't understand. They don't get it. It learns things in another way. So how do you wake up that mind? Well, first, hypnosis. Yeah. Second of all, repetition. 3, energy psychology. So, hypnosis. Well, that is actually a state that we're actually in, even when we are waked up. So, must it be so hard? No. For example, if we drive our car and sometimes we feel like, oh my god, are we here? Ready? It was like I was not knowing what I was doing. I'm just here. The time goes so fast. What happened with the time? Well, under that time, you was probably in a hypnotic state without understanding it. We can also be in a hypnotic state when we daydream. So that is actually pretty cool and also a little bit scary in some way. But I'm saying this to show that, to try to show you that it isn't so hard to reach a hypnotic state. So the second one is repetition, and I was doing EFT with you. So what was I doing? Why it was so boring and so long, and why I was repeating all of these things? Well, guess what? That is the only thing to reach your subconscious brain by repetition, right? So, and the third thing, as I say, was energy psychology, and that is a lot of things, but something that fits into energy psychology is EFT, emotional freedom technique, that I was doing with you. So if you use these three categories like hypnotic, repetition, energy psychology, then you can reach the 100% of your brain and learn how to be a programmer of your brain. And you can actually change your brain in less than 5 minutes of just using this EFT. Just think about it. It's like one thought or one memory that you always been suffering from. You can actually take that away for just 5 minutes. So this subconscious mind is a place where we just have habits in. A habit is like, in the subconscious mind, it knows how to walk, how to talk, how do you do to eat. So it's very stiff in some way. It's like a machine room with just simple repetition habits. So it's pretty hard to change that if you don't learn how to code it in the right way, because it doesn't really like to change a lot. You don't want to forget how to walk again, right? So you just want to have that and know that it will work. When I go up here, I know that I just walk. So what is good? Well, Sublime tapes, it's like to keep saying affirmations to yourself and repeating them by, for example, using EFT, because it will not work if you are just saying these things like they are saying, like in the mirror. It will not work so good, because it's just get your creative mind if you're just without doing nothing. It's like I can go to the mirror and I can say I'm the best and blah 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 blah. Well, maybe I will be happier that day, but will my subconscious mind understand that? No. So, now when you know this, will this mean that I will change my videos a little bit? Yeah, maybe it will. Does this mean that I will take you like into trance and this hypnotic states? Yeah, maybe it will. We will see. I don't like to talk so much and I don't want to talk so much more. I just want you to know that this is, if you didn't know this, like this video can really change your life when you get this. 3 things: hypnotic, repetition, energy psychology, and you can be free. You can live in your own matrix without being just a program that other people have programmed. So that was everything for today. If you know where I have this source from, I can recommend Bruce Lipton. So that was all, and I see you. Bye bye.